Well, hello and welcome to Natasha Makes. It's Make It Monday. Yes, it is. And so we can launch and finally show you the gorgeous Tilda, which is in. So here's the thing. If you pre-ordered, then today we are cutting the extra orders. We've already made a great start in cutting all of these. So we'll be cutting and posting today and tomorrow on those pre-orders that have already come in. Now, for the rest of you, so well done, by the way. Well done for those of you that have got your pre-orders in because we can send those straight out. And also because you got the free wax fabrics. Now, here's the thing. So today, now, I can show you in detail all of these gorgeous, gorgeous new fabrics. It's from Tilda's latest collection called Sunday Brunch. It's beautiful. 4 different colorways. One of them has sold out completely. We are not far off selling out of some of the others. So it is worth your while taking a good look at these. Now, we also have the blenders here to show you. Everything finally here in the flesh to show you. And with whatever wax we have left that is now available to buy, cut to order, no, probably pre-cut by now because we'll need to know how many we've got, half meters and meters. So do check out the website. I will show you. So for those of you that have pre-ordered, you'll be able to see what you've already bought. For those of you that haven't, you'll be able to see what you, if you'd have, yeah, what you could have won, or you know, what there is still available for you. Nobody to my knowledge has done deals and bargains like we did with the wax, mainly because you can't get this wax anywhere else. That's one of the big reasons. And also because, you know, better than half price on those bargains. Well done to those of you that managed to get hold of those. If you watched yesterday, I did the Secret Sewing Club yesterday, which was Sunday, and this is what we made. So out of the new Tilda, we did go and make one of the drawstring wax bottom bags. So if you got the grey bundle, the grey and yellow, that's made from there. And that wax is just lovely. It's really pretty. There. How beautiful is that? Now I have lined that with one of the blenders. The blenders are spectacular. They're so pretty. When they arrived, Izzy opened up the blender bag, the box first, and there was a little wee squeak from old dear Wiz, who was just busily saying, "Oh my goodness, these are so beautiful. If these are the blenders, what is the rest of it going to be like?" Well, gorgeous, just gorgeous. Now, for those of you that want to have some plain fabrics that go, I've picked out a little bundle of 4 that look really beautiful with this collection. You have got blush, duck egg, beige, and cream. They are the 4. They are our recommendation. So it's really easy for you to use those throughout the bundles. You've got that lovely tan. You'll see this throughout in that beige. You've got the cream as well. It's never a white with Tilda. It's never white. Cream or ivory seem to be the way forward. And I really, really love that cream with it. And then this duck egg seems to come through time and time and time again. And that beige and that blush, well, you can see instantly. It's there. So if you want to, if you've already ordered and you would like then to get yourself some beautiful plain fabrics to go with it, they're for your boots. So let's have a look at what we have left available for you. And I'll show you the waxes that we had to go with. This was the last one that we loaded as a bundle. And we offered it with chestnut, that's your chestnut, or we offered it with the pewter, the blue pewter. So you can just see that with that. It was always meant to go with the chestnut, and I really think it does. So this is the chestnut wax, and again, if you guys have pre-ordered and ordered the chestnut version, then this is the one that you're getting. But I just think that having this slightly deeper shade through. It is just, it's rich, and I really, really, really love it. Let's have a close-up of these fabrics, because what we have left now is available for you. I've now put my phone somewhere very useful, can't find it. Here we go. So this is your Sunday brunch, and this is the pink and ginger. It's my coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Let's hide that up there. Beautiful. So if you go onto our website, natashamakes.com, this is Millie Ginger, and you take a look on the website, then you will find these on there. If you just search Sunday brunch and then select all, this is Mia Pink. I love that one. Then you will find all of these and whatever we have left. These are your white flowers. And I think now, you know, you really start to appreciate the value that you are getting here. Pernil Pink. I love that. It's just so exquisitely beautiful. So that's your ginger and pink. And then these are your yellows and greys. Now, we had this with that beautiful soft grey wax. Oh, I love that. Which has been exquisite. Look at that. It's a real antique-y colour, that, isn't it? So clever. And then this very, very beautiful blues and pinks. You can see why we've bundled the colours that we have for your plains. But if I show you overhead, if you want a wax to go with any of these, there we go, with the greys, I would really recommend the dove grey that we put it with. How beautiful is that? And that's what I made that sample out of that I just showed you. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So there you have two of the colourways. So again, if you've missed out on something, if you want to top up on an individual one now, then you absolutely can. That's available for you. Okay. So we've got that option, that option, that option. We've had the blue pewter wax, we've had the grey wax, and we have had... now, with the bundle that sold out, the very, very first bundle that sold out with the teals, we had this colour. You can see already, opening it up next to those teals, that deeper teal colour just being drawn right through. And you've got a lot of the teals in there. I've got 7.5 meters of this left. That's it. The rest went. They went. They went as freebies to you lot, who are very, very sensible. Actually, those three look rather lovely together, don't they? And then we've got this in there, which gives you that classic Barber brown. Now, let's have a look at what else we have got. Oh, yes. I've got buttons as well. I've got so much to show you. Now, if you're after a heavier weight, then the tan tin cloth, again, it's a waxed, water-resistant fabric. And for those of you, I know I sound like I'm just repeating myself the whole time, but for those of you that don't know, these are fabrics that Barber products are made out of. Okay, so you're getting absolute top quality. There's been a retirement somewhere along the Barber food chain there. We've managed to get our hands on these fabrics. So they're not readily available out there in the market, but they, my goodness, are they great to sew with, and they really, really, really do work so well. So this is the tan tin cloth. It is a wax, it's 8 ounce, and we put it with the blues. So if you're getting any of these blues today, just look how exquisitely they go. They are, that again, that dark with the chestnut over here, they are shade, which I just think works beautifully because it's not trying to be it. And especially with this. Imagine having those ladies on that waxed base drawstring caddy and this all the way around. Just beautiful. Maybe lined in this. I don't know. They are all so exquisite and they are all very available for you. And you can see how if you wanted to grab yourself some of the grey, then the grey would work very beautifully with these as well. If we have any of the blue pewter, then that's rather gorgeous with it as well. Or if we've got any left of the deep green, what was this one called? Deep teal, can't remember. It's on our page. If you just click on today's show page or on the link underneath, Gemma always adds the link where you can shop the show. That is a really lovely one. Actually, that looks really beautiful with the greys as well. So they are the colours that are left in terms of kind of your feature fabrics, if it were. But if you love a ditzy, my goodness, are you in for a treat today? So. Just going to put those up there. Because what I would really like to show you next are these. And these are the blenders. They're called Tipsy, which I love. And here they are. Here are your Tipsy blenders. Oh, just love them. So you can get all 12 of these. Can I do them little bookends? You can get all 12 of these available together as a bundle. And look, the buttons with this Tilda are these ditzies, which are just beautiful. So you've got the larger ones or the smaller ones. So these are the 16mm, these are the 14mm. They are really, really beautiful. And I have used it in today's make. So let me show you. This is today's make. Now, you know the Goo ramekins? I was doing the Secret Sewing Club last night and I said, oh, you could fit one of those in. They're not wrong. It fits absolutely perfectly. So you can either have it flat like this or you can floof it up. I'll floof it up for you in a minute. But that is the EPP Trinket bowl. If you just put in EPP Trinket, it'll come up. And it is very, very lovely. It uses hexiforms. You can get a packet of hexiforms in 2 different sizes today. And they're brilliant to use. We'll get onto that. I'll show you all of that in a minute. Let me show you these first of all. Let's go close up here. These are available, some of these are available actually as half meter heavens. So this is Tipsy Sour Yellow with those greens, teals, and like they say, the sour yellow. But then if you want to take that green, there we go. Then we've got that in Tipsy Grey. I love this one. Just, oh, gorgeous. And then this one is Tipsy Cream Pink. And this one was sort of the inspiration behind having the cream in the bundle because you've got the same kind of white background here. This is your cream and blue. Again, just stunning. And then this is your Tipsy Pink. A lot of you have just gone for them all. And I don't blame you. If you are someone that loves to have little ditzies in all the Tilda colours, then here we go. This is Tipsy Sand. That is your first 6. Let me move those out the way and show you the next 6. So this is the ginger one. That's your ginger. And then I've got Tipsy yellow. Sort of done them in a bit of a rainbow for you. And then Tipsy green. And Tipsy teal. If you're a tealy girl like me. Oh. And then this one, Izzy wants this is Tipsy Sky, she wants a dress out of this one. And then last one is your Tipsy blue. So they are the 12 blenders. So you can either buy them as the 12 or individually, or as a half metre heaven, where you get a half metre of your blender, and in this case, Tipsy sand with misty blue. Beautiful. Tipsy grey, love Tipsy grey with apple. Then you get that acidy green, which is really stunning. Tipsy cream pink with cream. See, also works beautifully with the greens over there. And then Tipsy Sky with vanilla. The vanilla that we have is almost, it's got like a yellowy undertone to it. And so I used it to pick up this golden yellow here. Not to match it, but just to hint at it, which I really love. Then Tipsy blue is with beige. So picking out the beige colours of those leaves there. And then Tipsy cream blue with duck egg. How gorgeous is that? You can see now, can't you, why these blenders kind of came about. And then Tipsy green with your blush in there. So if you don't want to get each one of these, but you want to get, like, you've got your cream, you've got your beige, you've got your duck egg and your blush. You can see how they sit in. All we've not got here is the misty blue, the vanilla and the apple. They all sound so delicious, don't they? They really do. Now, today's is an EPP. Often with EPP, I will try and find you a non-hand sewn alternative. I'm going to struggle with today's because it's a constructional one, so bear with me. Bear with me. We're not going to make the whole thing, but I will show you how to use these hexiforms today, just how to cover them and how to coat them. Okay, what have we got? What are we going to need? So you're going to need your hexiforms. Grab yourself a packet because you're going to use 8 per one of these. They're going to make a lovely gift. You are going to also need your 1/4 inch quilters washaway tape. Turn your iron on. Grab yourself some glue, needle and thread. Now I need to find my thimble, which where did I put it? Because I really struggled without it this morning. I couldn't find it. Oh, we've still got some of them. And I really wish I could have found mine this morning. Then you're going to need 2 fabrics. Let's go with the contrast. Here we go. Okay, so, and get yourself one of your little rulers out. And this is how we're going to do it. Let me show you the different ways that this can be. And bear with me because I was experimenting. This is my sample. I can't make multiple samples of these because they just take too long. This is all hand stitched. So you can either have it kind of a little bit flat like that. You don't have to put the lid on. So you could have that there just open with your little ramekin in there. Or you can. Now you see I pressed mine flat, which is why it doesn't easily go up like this. Decide which way you want and then press it fully if you'd like it sat upright like that, and it still fits in. You've got your little bit of elastic, so you are going to need a little bit of elastic and a button. So it's up to you. It's funny, isn't it? We did this on, I showed this just very, very briefly last night on the Secret Sewing Club, and unanimously, everyone's like, oh yeah, no, we want it up higher. They wanted it like that. And yeah, I really like it. I really like it pushed out, and because I can see a little bit more of the pattern. But with those ramekins, it works either way, and it's entirely up to you. So either stand it up, and what I would say is that when you press it, just press it with a little bit of starch spray just to give it that little bit of oomph to hold it in that way. So whichever way you decide on, there's no right or wrong, it's literally personal preference. And that is what... I think someone's bumped my camera. Seems to have moved a little bit, but that's what we're working with today. So, how are we going to do it? It's very, very simple. The Tilda buttons actually work a treat on this. Let's pop that there, just so that you know. And we are going to start off with the hexiforms. So again, if you want to make a larger size, smaller size, just change the size of your hexiforms. These work as an interfacing. You don't take them out. You leave them in. There's a furry side, there's a woven side, and that's it really. They're pretty simple. I decided to have like a featurey bit in there. So we're going to cover it one side, and then we're going to cover it another. If you don't want this at all to come away from your fabrics, then you could always use some heat and bond to put that onto there, so that there's nothing to come away from it with. If that makes sense. It's, you know, you've coated it onto here. Then you can use your heat and bond. It's entirely up to you. There is always that option. In which case, if you wish to do that, I would coat all the back of this in your heat and bond, and then I would cut it, and then I would just heat apply those edges for that side only. That's all you would need to do with it. It's one option. It's one option, and then that is absolutely, and I'd do it to the woven side, and then that is going to be stuck on there, and it's not going to come away, you know, or crease in any way other than how you want it. So you do have that option. That wasn't how I did mine, but if I were to make it fully again, do you know what? I just might. But as it stands now, most people will cut a 1/2 inch. I like to go ever so slightly more than that, just because it allows me then space to climb over, to fold over. Now you can cut with a sharp pair of scissors. I'm just going to, you see, there you go. If you can eyeball it, then that's great. And this bit doesn't have to be neat. If you've got a rotating cutting mat, even better, because you can just pop it on there and spin it around. Now, where did I put mine? That's the big question. Oh, just down here. Yeah, rotating cutting mats help massively with things like this, especially if you're going to use just a little. Here we go. So, it's not a. And you can rotary cut. All the ways around. So like I say, had you wanted to heat and bond, then you would heat and bond onto that side there, onto the woven side, and then apply the heat. And then as you would, which we're going to with the glue, put it on, fold it over with heat and bond, which I think is a great option. Otherwise, get yourself some, I don't mean to do that on there today, get yourself some glue, Soline glue, anything like that, a little bit along the edge, fold over, place down, spin. I did this watching Stone this morning, a little bit obsessed, just need to get me a cowboy. So we do the feature fabric down first, and I would, especially with this Tilda, I would really recommend fussy cutting so that you've got something central for this. Then give it a press. We'll do 2. So fluffy side down, because that will help to hold it. So again, I do a minimum of just over 3/8 of an inch. 1/2 inch, I think I cut that one to 1/2 inch. You can see it covers it all very well. So it depends how frugal you want to be with your fabric. Because you do want it, like you said, a little bit short there. And then give it a press. The Soline glue is designed for English paper piecing, which is absolutely great. Works a treat. Doesn't stain the fabric, doesn't deteriorate the fabric in any way, shape or form. And there we have it. So we've got a couple of those. Now, for the outer pieces, what we're going to do is, again, we're going to take our fabrics. Now this time we're going to go 3/4 of an inch. Okay. So 1/2 inch, then add another 1/4 on there. Forgot to put it on my rotating cutting mat, that would have made life easier. So much easier. And then we jolly well go. You'll do this with 8. Okay, so you'll have this 8 in total. There it is. Now, we're going to prep the back of these, because these fold over to the front. So we don't want any seams showing. We want it to be equal. Okay, that's the one thing that I can really state here is take the time with your tape. Use the tape as a guide to give you that nice, crisp 1/4 of an inch seam. Otherwise you're going to be sat there trying to measure it out forever and a day. Whereas now I can just fold it over, spin, put my next piece in. And if you're cutting in line with this edge here, then when you fold to do the next one, then the tape just slides into place there. And it's really neat. It pleases me every time. But yeah, this is something to do in front of the TV. Maybe get yourself a little tray. And around you go. And when you get onto the last one, then we'll give it a little press. So always lining that top line of tape up with the top of the fabric so that you've got that consistent 1/4 of an inch. And you just sort of roll it back on itself and you'll feel it. And you can see that my seam all the way around there is consistent, which is great. And we'll repeat that with this one in just a moment. So then that will sit centrally there. Now, if, what have I done with it? Where did I put it? Oh, I had it. If you want to have a button fold, a button do up, then I just took myself a 2.5 piece of elastic. And on the side that's going to be the lid, so say this bit here, when I get round to folding that in, I would fold that in and we'll sew that down. So just, this is for the elastic, that's for the lid. Now I'm not going to show you the lid part of it today, but just remember that on the lid, it's all in your instructions. You will fold that in, and when that's sewn in, that can then come down there. And we're all good. So, as we did with everything else, we're going to run a little bit of glue along the top there, fold down, spin, glue, fold. You'll give this a jolly good press in a minute. But because you have used that tape, you've got a nice crisp edge to work with. I would then take that to my iron, give it a good press. Then take it to, bear with me, your sewing machine and top stitch that down. And if you've been consistent in how you've spun it, so you've glued, you've spun, then what you'll find is that when you put it under your machine, there'll be one way that you can do it, which means that all those edges go the same way. So when I say just be consistent, you can see these edges, oh no, it hasn't flipped over. There we go. These edges here are always in the direction of my foot, which means I'm not fighting it. As I come around, you can see this is the last finishing one. This is where I had both sides, but otherwise they've all folded round the same way, and that's really, really neat. Now, you could just use that as a coaster if you wanted. You don't even have to do anything else with it. You could make those as beautiful little coasters, and that's great. Or if you wanted to, fold them in half and have them as cable tidies. It doesn't matter, but we're going to have these as the sides to our make. Okay? And if I just repeat that on this one, they're so pretty, and the blenders just give you that contrast. You could do these in all the different colours, it'd be gorgeous. But like I say, you will get into a rhythm of it, and just be consistent with how you turn these. So I always turn them anti-clockwise or counterclockwise if you're American. Like I say, if you don't have tape, get some. If you really are adamant that you don't want to use it, then that's fine. But you're going to have to use a gauge or something to make sure that these are consistently the same. Because it just helps to keep everything neat. Okay. So that's pretty easy, simple and straightforward to do. There's nothing difficult here. It's a nice slow sew. Maybe you're going on holiday, whack it in your hand luggage, take it with you. I used to take all my EPP along to my doctor's appointments when I was pregnant with Emily, and I managed to sew an entire blanket with all of her different appointments that you have to have when you're pregnant. There's no two ways about that. If you get a bit handsy with the glue, don't worry about it. It dries clear. It is designed for fabrics, so don't worry if you get a bit overzealous with it. It's absolutely fine. And again, I'm spinning always the same way. It just helps keep everything neat. And there are, like when I've made my samples, there are things that I would recommend afterwards when I've made it. I go, oh yeah, no, if I was to make it again, I would really recommend doing it this way. And that's what I'm showing you now. And let me get that. There we go. Right. So I start from the last one that was folded over, put my foot on, forward and back stitch, and then top stitch down. And then those folds are always going the same way as my foot. And do it in a thread that matches, and it'll look really neat. Now, if start with those at the top. Okay. So we're going to, you're going to have 6 of these in a row. You're going to sew down here and then fold and sew down the next one. So they will match up like that. And that's how we get the shape. Okay, so you're going to start here and we will whip stitch. So as Jane says, get yourself a piece, kind of not too long. And let me see if we can do this on a close-up for you. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So they're back to back. I'm going to sew along here and down here. So your thread is going to go through, your needle, sorry. Leave yourself a little tail. Now that tail you want to have lie along there. We'll go through twice. Three times for luck. And if you want to just and then you can lie that tail down along there and then just encase it, sew over the top of it, and then you won't see it. But you're catching the fabric over the top. If you go in too deep, too far, then you'll catch the actual hexiform, and it'll just be far harder to get the needle through it. So just come up a little bit. You just want to catch those top layers. Now you can go nice and neat and tidy and tiny if you wish. But you'll sew down this side. And these are malleable. Okay, so don't be afraid to move them, shove them out of the way, do whatever it else is that you need to do. See, that was kind of difficult to go through, so I know that I've gone too deep on it. Just a little bit more. And then when you get to the edges, at the points I tend to just reinforce. And then you'll carry on and sew down that. And then when that's sewn on the next one, you'll sew along there and down there and all the way around. So it's the same two sides that are sewn all the way around. And then because you've sewn 6, you have a hexagon at the top and you have a hexagon, so you'll just sew your hexagon onto your bottom, and then the hexagon where you've sewn your elastic in, you sew the opposite edge into your top there. And again, you can have it that way, or you can push it out, and you can have it that way, depending on which shape you like. But if you get one of the ramekins, then they just fit in absolutely perfectly, and I just think it's really, really pretty. So when your elastic is in place and you've sewn your lid in, then just add yourself a button, and of course the Tilda buttons work absolutely perfectly for this make. And that's it. You can see I've sewn down that side on every single one, and then what's left makes the base, and makes the top. And that's that. So that's today's show, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please enjoy those Tilda fabrics. They are just stunning. You're going to absolutely love them. And please don't kick yourself if you miss out, because they are going very, very, very fast. These were only allowed to be sent out on the 1st of February. So we have done pre-orders. So well done if you've got hold of those. Tomorrow, Jane is making the most exquisite Bargello quilt. Do not miss that one. It's absolutely stunning. So we will see you then. Thank you ever so much for watching today. I know it's been a pre-record. That's because we are busy doing our Zoom workshops, which of course you are always welcome to join by going to the membership area of the website and joining up to become a subscriber, which means that you can join us for your $6.99 a month. Then you get access to lots of free videos, but also you will get access to our Zoom workshops every month for just $6.99 a month. Or if you want the extended membership, the $16.99 gives you 10% off all of your Natasha Makes purchases, branded Natasha Makes stuff, fabrics, all of that. You don't get your 10% off Juki sewing machines, that's what I mean, things like that. But the majority of things on the website, you get 10% off. So what I'm saying is, if you spend, this one is worth buying, if you spend £100 or more a month with us, then you're saving. If you add up your how much you spend with us on average a month, if you're spending over £100, which is very easy to do, then, sorry, that's my alarm, please do join that membership and get that discount on every purchase that you make. Thank you ever so much for watching today. Take care, have a lovely evening, day, rest of it. I'm filming this in the evening, so I'm very confused because that's my alarm to tell me to get the kids into bed. Take care, and I'll see you live tomorrow. Take care, lots of love. Bye-bye.